Welcome back. Doing Feed the Beast again today. Red. Ready to rock and roll with you. Been having some issues with the quarry. It seems to stop working every once in a while. I don't know if it's because it's in a mystcraft age or if it's just being stupid. But anyway, I just finished rebuilding it, and now it's pumping stuff out. You see, I switched out the redstone engine for an autarkic gate. Autarkic? Autarkic? Whatever. One of them guys. And just redstone off makes it send a signal, which is basically the same thing as a redstone engine. It just turns it on and lets it go. The difference is that it takes up, obviously, far less space. Don't have the lever. It is handy, no doubt about it. We've had some changes that I want to show you guys. We're gonna. Whoop, I've got my port in now for the mystcraft world completely enclosed. It's just got a portal there. Love my portal gun. I love my portal gun. I love my portal gun. Time to go home. Boop. All right, so a few changes we're going to go over real quick. You guys were familiar with this room, but I built a little bit of a backup room. I started doing some of the Thermocraft stuff. By the way, thanks to the user who suggested using the force wrench to move this, absolutely positively worked when nothing else would. So thank you for that. Genius. Genius. We went ahead and started up a little Thermocraft section here yet. I haven't really finished it. Basically, I just got it started. Yeah, I've gotten a few things done. I've done some research into it here. Hold on, I'll give you an idea where we're at with it. You can kind of get an idea. I mean, I've done some stuff. I haven't really gotten into it. I've gotten a few things knocked out. I got the stone, the straw. I need to get these things unlocked, and then we're going to build ourselves. I know there are more efficient ways to do it. I don't care. And I did figure out how to do this. So at some point, I'm going to duck in and pick up a wither skull because that is fun. And I plan on you got to have some flash too. It's not just about being the most efficient. If it's not flashy, it's not fun, is it? So anyway, I've done a few things here and there. I'm missing some basic stuff, but whatever. We'll get to it when we get to it. I'm really not all that stressed about it. Thumbcraft's one of the things I just do when I've got some spare time and I forgot to fill up a bucket. And do 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 do. Banana. Anyway, so we've got our little Thumbcraft set up here. I kind of like our little Thommy Thumb room. It's kind of neat. As an added bonus, the way I set up the architecture here, pretty much anytime you throw something at the cauldron, it'll get funneled in because of the bounces. It's functional architecture, brought to you by Red. Now let's all have a cup of coffee and listen to some smooth jazz. Not really, we shouldn't do that. But anyway, so little nether farm. I haven't done much with the bees yet. I promise that that's going to be something we do. Oh, there is something I want to go show you guys just real quick. Yeah, we got enough stuff. Okay, so you remember what our map looked like, right? There she is. Well, I was out filling up our map. You can see there's still a few blank spots on there, but I was up in this upper corner, and we're going to head out there just real quick, and I'm going to show you what I found, because I thought it was kind of interesting. Meow! Come on, render, baby, render. And so that I don't waste a whole bunch of our... Because here's the thing, it's like... when you turn night vision on, you can see straight down. It's glorious. It's a wonderful thing. You really can get an idea of what's... Because I was looking for... I was just kind of cruising around. Anytime I see something weird, like that dot right there. What is that? Anytime I see something that's out of the ordinary, I always go check it out. Because you never really know. And I really should buy Swim Assist for this because it is so slow. You see that? You could spot that little dot from way up there. And of course I didn't bring anything with me. Nutty Fudgekins. Okay, well, we'll remember that it's there and we'll come get it at a later date. Or we'll forget about it again, and that's how we do things. There's definitely something below us. We'll mess with that later. Anyway, I wanted to get out here so I could show you guys. There's one specific feature I wanted you to see, which I found when I was out here running around. And I don't want to cheat and use my waypoint because I want this to be kind of a surprise, kind of like it was for me, but I'm just probably going to have to fire it up because I don't remember exactly where it was, which is why I put a waypoint down so that I wouldn't have to guess. I'm pretty good at guessing. All right. Oh, nutty fudgekins, whatever. All right, hold on. My point. I know it's cheating. It shows what it is. That's okay. We don't care. Where is that son of? Ah, there it is. I was a little further south. So anyway, well, we're gonna disable it now because, yeah, whatever. The point being, this was a really cool little find when I found it. It was very surprising to me. I was sitting here cruising around. I didn't have night vision at the time, and I saw all these lights. Like, if you look down there, you see it's just a bunch of lights. What in the same? Well, we're gonna cheat and turn on night vision now. Ha! This is big room. Just a big old room. Most of you know what this is by now. But so yeah, I was pretty pumped about this. This was pretty cool. So whenever we want, um, yeah, we didn't have to do any work. It just kind of showed up. So yeah, all right, portal to the end, right here. Bonus, and I killed the silverfish spawner because, yeah, whatever. We don't really care about the silverfish spawner. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys that because I thought that was kind of interesting. Just cruising around and it's just hiding out there under the ocean. I really do love the fact that when you're flying around, you can just spot, and I've gotten myself so off tangent many, many, many times with this. Because you fly around, it's like, oh, I can see stuff underwater. I'm going to go check that out. I'm going to go check that out. I'm going to go check that out. And I think these are just junky bushes. Yeah, they are. I don't even care about them. I'll break them down, though, so I don't find them again. Bloop. Bloop. Ow, 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 ow. Thank you. Oh, there is some more. We've got other cool stuff to show you. All right. Rather than waste your time with me flying back as I continue to do silly stuff over and over again, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording right here. We'll pick it back up when I get back to base. That way you're not sitting here watching me fly around. Be right back. Okay, we're back here. We're almost at base. I figured I'd take you in through the new side door I put up. Do. All right, laser room. Add a couple more lasers. We got all sorts of good stuff in there. We're making gates and generally screwing around, having a good time. What do we got in here? All right, we got all sorts of fun stuff. Antarctic gates, redstone chipsets, and yeah, all right, making some fun stuff here. There we go. All right, so you know what? We should check and see. What did it say it was getting? Ew, that's not very much. I need to work on my power setup. It's a little goofy. I'm not really sure what's hampering it, but we'll figure it out. I do want to show you. We're going to turn this off a sec. I do want to show you. I upgraded the reactor. So we can pump a whole lot more power. This is a ton more. We got 6 cells instead of 4, and you'll notice we filled up the rest of the spots. We've kind of shifted where everything was at in order to, make it so that it's. And this is a zero-sum cooler. You don't have to turn it off at any point. This will absolutely work all the time. It's overclocked heat vents, component heat exchangers, another component heat exchanger, and then component heat vents over here on the side. So you got overclocked, component, and component heat exchangers. It's a ton of copper. That's the biggest problem, is finding enough copper to put this together. It was several hundred, I think, 200 maybe, 250, somewhere in that range. The rest of the materials aren't bad. A bunch of iron, but who doesn't have a bunch of iron? I mean, it's kind of all over the place. Anyway, it gives you an idea of what we've got here. So there is definitely room to grow. We've got plenty of room for additional power. And I switched out. You'll notice I switched out. I kept some of the levers where it looked right, and then I put these little dotsies. What I don't even know what they're called. Switches. Switch mod. It's the switch mod. Switches. There we go. So you can see there's all these different kinds of switches, and they are different colors. I used there's iron, there's gold, and there's an emerald one somewhere. Did I put the emerald one? I may not have used the emerald one. But anyway, these are just the same as levers. It's just they're not levers. They look like push buttons, which I thought worked better for a nuclear building. Something that's supposed to be high tech and snazzy. Levers just don't. I mean, for something like this where it's the power on, power off, shut down lever, that's different in my opinion. That one feels like it should be a lever. But this one to turn the reactor on and off, to open the doors, I kind of like. Oh, I forgot. Oh, nutty fudgekins. Um, we're gonna. If I want to go back out, the front door, I got to go in the front door. Haha. I should probably figure out some way to wire that up so that I don't have that goofiness from now on. Uh, yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. You know, remember, it's the this. Ah, oh, dang it. I'm such an idiot. Because I shut the door on the other side. Because that's what you do when you leave, right? You shut the door. Oh, for goodness sakes, where'd I put? There it is. I'm having a heck of a time here. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I look kind of foolish. Anyway, what we wanted to do today, we are going to be building because I think part of the problem that we're just not getting enough juice to the back ass end of this, and that's partially because our power source is EU, and what we're really using a lot of is Michael Jackson's, the MJs. So since we don't have the power converters mods, nope, nothing there. So we're not using power converters. So we need to juice up those electrical engines. That's probably our best way to get more power back there. And the way we do that is with a Thermionic Fabricator. Where the heck are you? There we go. Thermionic. Oh, all right. Learn something new every day. Thermionic Fabricator. We are going to put this thing together. We're going to melt us some glass. We're going to do all sorts of goodies. So, sturdy casing is a bunch of bronze. BRONZE. There we go. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That way we can get rid of all this junk in the old inventory. Because, bye-bye, it doesn't belong here. I really should put together the craft bench on this too. That's boring stuff. I won't drive you nuts with it. So chest, 4 gold and 3 glass. Chest, 4 gold, 3 glass. GOLD right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have plenty of GLASS. 1, 2, 3. I've already forgotten what the other thing was. The chest. That's right. Chest. Of course I don't have one made. Wood. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Chest. Casing. Boop, bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Ta-da! Alright, so now we're going to go and drop our Thermionic Fabricator. What do we got here? Hey, look at that. It's a Thermionic Fabricator. So, I've got a backup. I kind of forgot I made this. So what we've got now is our Thermionic Fabricator. We got our glass, which melts into liquid glass, and you see it's got the heat temp and all the rest of that jazz. What we're going to be doing is building ourselves circuit boards, and we're going to build ourselves circuits to put in them. And those circuits, if you guys have never used anything like this before, basically the way that it works is... Wish I had a better way to do it other than just breaking it. You'll see that, we've got our guys hammering away here, and you'll see there's this empty socket section here. That empty socket means basically put a circuit board in me, and those circuit boards will change the current output and change. Basically, that's really what they do, is they change the current output. You can also make them more efficient by making them pull less power to produce the same amount of MJ, excuse me, but it's really not very efficient. It's really not very worth it. So circuit, board. There we go. Basic, enhanced, refined, intricate. We want intricate because why would we ever want anything else? 3 gold, 6 redstone, and water in a carpenter. I know that's not how you pronounce it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't need. I don't. We'll make some extras. Whatever. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. We'll get some redstone. We got our carpenter in here. We're gonna do. Hi, Chris Carpenter. Okay, so bloop 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 bloop. That was for my beelizer, which I don't even have on me. I told you, I promise. We really are going to get to bees at some point, because what I plan on doing is Edenic bees. Edenic. I'm not going to spoil it any more than that. If you want to look up what an Edenic bee is, you're more than welcome to, and we will get to that at some point. Go ahead, crank out some stuff. Do 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 do. All right. Well, while this is cooking, we're gonna go take a quick commercial break. Not really. There aren't any commercials. We'll be back in just a few minutes, though. I'm not going to make you sit here while we cook. Otherwise, it's, well, one. See you in a few minutes. Okay, we're back, folks. Everything has been put together. Da, 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 intricate circuit board. Oh, we are going to do something else here. This is important because without this, everything goes right downhill. Our good friend, the soldering iron. Start. Cook. What in the... Oh, for goodness sakes. Ugh. I forget how the carpenter does that. You got to put it there, but then you have to leave it down here. If you don't leave it down there, nothing happens, and yeah, then you look like me, and that's not something that anybody wants. Okay, so we got our soldering iron here, and that's good. Time to go ahead and put us together some tubes. We are going to be doing, oh, because that doesn't show what we're going to do, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Electron tube. There's a whole bunch of these guys. Blah, 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 blah. We're not interested in lapis, apatite, emerald, rubber, blazing, obsidian, diamantine, not interested in any of those guys, nor gold, iron, bronze, tin, and copper. Those are the guys that actually do things for what we're talking about doing. We're going to be using tin and bronze. Iron only is basically it it limits the amount of EU needed to pump out MJ. So it's basically, but it's not by a big enough comparison. And we don't really care about saving. We're looking at just expending power. I don't care about efficiency right now. I just want to blow stuff up. So we're going to be doing, I believe, bronze and tin. As a matter of fact, let me check my notes. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure I get it right. Be right back. Yeah, it was right. It was bronze and tin. Bronze and tin. That's exactly right. All right, so bronze and tin. So to make this stuff, it's our friend the Thermionic Fabricator. You got redstone, you got bronze, and bloop, it pops out some of those tubes. So let's go ahead and do this. Bloop, 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 bloop. Let's take our tubes. Now we have 4 bronze tubes, and we're going to do the same thing with the doop, 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 doop. And we'll take our stuff back out because we don't need to waste glass or anything. You'll see every time I take something out of there, it goes bloop, takes our stack of glass, burns one up, throws it in there. Okay, now we've got the tubes, bronze and electron. We actually are going to be doing two apiece, two each, or a piece, whichever way you wanted to put it. I apparently tried to say both things. So let's see if we can figure out how to do this. Because if you do this wrong, okay, you grab a soldering iron and you just randomly click on something that isn't a machine. So I think what you do is this. You put your bronze, You see that's electrical boost 2 for each one of those. Then you take your tin and you go 10 and 10. Because you can't have more than 2 of each one of these. Like you can't put 4 bronze, it won't take it. It just goes, nah, not doing it. So you can do 2 tin, 2 bronze. That's the most energy hog that you can go. And that pumps it from, I believe it starts as the default, it's 6 EU in to 2 Michael Jackson's out. This pumps it to 50 EU in for 14 out. I think that's what it is. We will certainly see here shortly. Now you see it says there's a board missing. That's fine. Because what we do is we take our board and we, bloop, look at that. So you can do the math right there. It's 4 and 4 and 2 and 2 is 12 plus the initial 2, 14. In exchange, we pay out the yin yang for it, but that's okay because what we want is power. So we're going to go ahead and get another board, and there we go. We are going to, now you'll notice these things don't stack for whatever reason. Even though they're exactly the same thing, they won't stack, which is just goofy and weird, and I don't know why that does that the way that it does. But it is what it is. So now we're going to hop out and go, because here's the thing. When I upgraded, we have power to spare. I upgraded the nuke, and you can see, remember how before it was like kind of creeping along? It would gradually fill up the MFE over time, but not really. Well, this one's just humming right along. I actually killed the power by turning it off. It got all the way down to 0, booted it back up. That was maybe 5 minutes ago. And already, I mean, you can see how much it's cranking. We absolutely need to juice up some of this stuff. Something else, too, that we have to, that I just thought of, and at some point we're going to have to do this. You'll see the MFE has got an output of 128. We're about to pretty much hit the max on that because each of these guys are 50. That's pretty much top it out. We'll have to actually build an MFSU. That's going to be something we do. Okay, so circuit goes in. Da, 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 da. You can see how much. Look at how much it's pumping out now. Whoo, baby! We went from 2. You can see it on this guy. 2, 2, 14. Mm. Some folks call that 14. I call it a Kaiser blade. All right, let's see. Now we're going slow and steady because we don't want to screw things up. It's still gaining. Boy, I bet you if I put another one in there, it's going to absolutely be dropping. Meh. Boy, I bet you I can almost guarantee it if I put another one in there. I was thinking I'd be able to get 2 in there, but boy, is that really tight. Well, you figure though, let's see. The engines were yellow, right? The engines were yellow. I really should figure out a way to camouflage a door so I don't have to keep breaking stuff. Okay, the engines are yellow. They're operating at pretty much max efficiency right now. Baked potato time. They will go into shutdown every so often, so the motor will catch up then. But do 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 do. I don't know. Let's leave it. Let's leave just the one in there for now. See, this is a never-ending cycle. Now I really, next step is gonna be taking this reactor room and rebuilding it so that we have multi-chambered guys. I've got a bunch of uranium that I've put together. These were backup heat exchangers that got taken off the first build and inserted into the second, or that I didn't need for the second. I should phrase that. We're going to have to get a multi-chamber job. I don't see any other way around it. We're just not going to be able to put forth the power that we want if we don't really expand that setup. Right now we've got a pretty good reactor. Don't get me wrong. That thing's pumping out 100 EU per tick. It's considering the first one we had was 60. This one's pumping out a pretty good chunk. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind, and it's fueling all this stuff. It really is doing a very good job. But I think we're going to have to maybe get bigger. Because that's a bad thing, right? Yeah, I kind of figured you wouldn't care that much. I think we should go ahead and get it pumped up. Now, out of curiosity, I just want to see if that's made a change in our laser output up here. Oh yeah, look at that. Remember, we were hovering at like 1. Look at how much of a difference that made. Now, I mean, we're nowhere near the max capability. I think these things, if you give them time and we charged up our friend here, the redstone cell, which clearly isn't charging because we're just dumping all the power through it because it's going to the lasers. If we had this set up to where these guys were holding and we could look at that, voop, 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 gone. It's all going into the Tesseract, which is going to power the quarry, our good friend the quarry. Anywho, long and short, we need more power in here. I'm going to be working on putting that all together. We may actually do a secondary, just because I don't know if I'm going to have the copper necessary to really build the reactor I want to. I have copper and I hate it when it does that, when you got the 2 different types of whatever's in there. I got dust and polymerized. The problem is I don't think this is going to be enough. I think I'm probably going to need somewhere in the neighborhood of about ooh, 600 copper more in order to put it together. So what I may do, since I've got magma crucible, which goes into a thermal generator, is that right? Geothermal, that's right, that's what I'm looking for. Basically, what you do is you take netherrack, there's this guy up here, netherrack. You take netherrack, you pump it through the magma crucible, it burns it down, turns it into lava, which you then fuel the geothermal generators with. You can actually create an infinite loop if you're using netherrack. If you're using cobble, it takes more to create, so that's out. But netherrack, I think, takes, what is it? It's like 12,000 MJs, and it will produce 20,000 worth of energy. Well, anybody who's bright knows that 20 is more than 12, so you're actually creating a surplus there. And I think what I may do is set up a bank of these guys, because I have a chunk of netherrack, and it shouldn't be hard to go to the go to wherever it is, the nether. Haha, that's the word I was fumbling for. Go to the nether and pick up some more of this stuff. I think I may get a bank of those guys together and load them in. Oh, I don't know, like someplace. Just basically hide them behind the walls and just keep them rolling. Get like an ME bus or something, and basically set it up to where it dumps into the line here somewhere. I think I may do that. I won't make you guys watch that though. That'll be something we do off camera. I'll obviously show you the finished product because that's pretty cool. Uh, but I do think that may be something we do just as a temporary, because I do want to power everything off nuclear. I mean, that is still something I want to do, but I'm thinking that we're going to have to do it in incremental steps, and we've kind of grown to the point now where we're just a little too big without having all the necessary resources, which is a little frustrating. I mean, what are you going to do? Not much you can do. It's growing pains, which is fine. It just gives us an excuse to build more stuff. I like building stuff. Spoiler alert. So let's. I want to go back and check on my quarry, and then we'll probably wrap the episode up. We've got some good stuff coming. By the way, I figured out something else too. Part of the reason I was having problems with this stupid quarry is because, and I don't know, you can kind of see what I'm going to be getting at here. You see, right? Look at the color difference between these guys. Well, if you turn on, I think it's F9. Yeah, chunk boundary. You see that? You see that line right there? That's a chunk boundary. And I had half of my stuff in the other chunk and half of my stuff in this chunk. It shouldn't make a difference. The quarry is supposed to keep everything loaded, but I swear that it was something having to do with that. The fact that the void pipe's out here out of the chunk, I don't really care, because I don't really care what happens to the cobble and everything else. Yes, I could be running a recycler or doing something like that, and maybe at some point we will. I'm just not worrying about it right this minute. So what we've got here, we've got the chunk boundary, and I think that was what was causing the problem. So I went ahead and kind of reorganized stuff, moved it all in. I could make it tighter. I mean, I could run it shorter distance, whatever. It's not important. Um, I do like our little quarry though. Built this little door so we can go look at it. Ka-choo! Something else I probably should do is build more of these. I don't like using. I'm trying to not use solar panels, but they're just so gosh darn handy for quarries and stuff like that, because you can just pick them up, put them down. We've got. Oh, man down, man down. Well, hold on. Okay, we're back. That was a little disconcerting. I'm not sure what caused that sort of foolishness to happen, but it did, and so all right, that's very odd. And I don't know what's causing these crashes. I've had a few of them. I'm not sure if it's the texture pack or if it's something else. I'm gonna have to delve a little deeply into it. While we were reloading, I actually tried to pop onto the old FTB forums, and of course they're down for maintenance, so I got nothing to go on here. Anywho, kind of get an idea where we're at here. Bloop. What level are we at? 47. So we have plenty of room left to mine on this. I always love getting these huge swatches and just seeing all the ores just hanging out there. Oh, and I did, if you didn't see it, I did manage to enchant this drill with Silk Touch, so we finally got some enchantment back. So that was nice. That was nice. Very nice. Anywho, we kind of have ourselves wrapping up for today. I think we're we're gonna work on seeing if we can get a little bit more power generated. That'll be the focus for next time. May slide over, check out some new worlds, just kind of depending. Just do a little exploration. We've done a lot of infrastructure stuff, and of course bees are coming. We're gonna have bees. But for now, Red's out. Peace.